Okay. Today I will be giving a presentation on the informative perspective of why NASCAR has become more safer and less deaths have occurred since these have been implemented. So from the beginning of NASCAR bogging down in the sand with friends to beating the pavement in stadiums filled with fans, NASCAR has been evolving with how they handle their safety. Today with the safer barrier, fire retardant suits, the Hans device, and the car of tomorrow, these are all reasons as to why safety has become better. A little bit of background of how NASCAR became to be just from, racing in the sands. Daytona Beach, William France founded the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing in February 21st of 1948. That was nearly 7 decades ago, and when he had started up his NASCAR, he asked the AAA to give him a head start, give him some money to help start up NASCAR, to get it all promoted, ready, get them in stadiums. Well, they said no. They denied everything and said they weren't going to give him any money to do so. So when he started it, he promised whoever won after 27 races $1,000 and a trophy. Well, tons of people came from all over the U.S. and they started racing in beaches and all with everything, and at the end of the season he ended up giving somebody $1,000 and a 4-foot trophy. So from bogging down in the sands with big heavy cars that have absolutely no safety features, these are just everybody's own personal vehicle, we started getting into stadiums. Well, with stadiums, that was their first time. So this brings us to safer barriers. So everything that has been implemented in NASCAR has come from something tragic occurring. The less safety standards, the more tragic fatalities. Well, legendary mechanic Smokey Yunick proposed the safer barrier in the 1970s. Well, it was denied, and several deaths kept occurring. In 2000 alone, there was 4 deaths of Adam Petty, Kenny Irwin, and Tony Rapport. And in 2001, we had Dale Earnhardt. Well, after Dale Earnhardt, they were like, all right, this is enough. So we need to take this Smokey Yunick's idea, and we need to make the safer barriers. The safer barrier stands for Steel and Foam Reduction Barrier. And what it does is that when any G-force or kinetic energy comes across to it, it's lessening the fatality, lessening the crash, and it absorbs the energy with the race car, and it comes to a sudden stop once it hits this wall. And the drivers that were Dale Earnhardt, Adam Petty, Kenny Irwin, Tony Rapport. And it seems a lot that it isn't until a tragic accident has occurred until they start making changes. After Smokey Yunick said, hey, this is going to really work, this is going to save lives, you can prevent this, they ignored it, and we lost a lot of lives. But it isn't until something bad happens that they start changing the way that they go about making the rules and preventing things from happening. Just like the fire retardant driver suits were required after driver Glenn Fireball Roberts, who died of complications of burn he suffered after his car crash. And then the Hans device. The Hans device could have also helped Dale Earnhardt save his own life. It's just a piece that goes over their shoulders and holds down. It's so their spine and their head doesn't violently shake when they're put in a crash. And then lastly, the car of tomorrow, COT. This is probably one of the biggest changes that NASCAR could have ever changed for their drivers, and it's making a safer, more reliable vehicle that's going to keep the vehicle on the ground and makes the roof higher, a wider cockpit, and the driver's seat is more located towards the center of the vehicle. And with this, I believe that this has been the biggest change to help save drivers' lives. On top of that, it's lesser to maintain, it costs less to produce, so you're saving a lot of money and you're saving a lot of lives. And I believe that with all of these that have been implemented, this was a race last year with Bubba Wallace. And this shows two things happening: the Hans device working and the safer barrier. He was in a violent crash of upwards to 180 plus miles per hour. And while this race was occurring, something had happened to his vehicle to where he had lost control. He went straight through the grass and had hit the safer barrier violently. But after this video, he gets out, he's checked by ambulance, he gets a scan done of everything. There's absolutely nothing broken. He walked away a clean man. And on that day, he felt that if he didn't have those things saving his life, he wouldn't be here today. He said on live television, or he said in an interview afterward, that he thought that he was going to die that day. That it was such a violent crash that he thought he wasn't going to make it, but thankfully he had some humor when he came out saying that he had twins. So with all of these things, being in NASCAR and what they are today, it makes it 100% a safer place for drivers to be going 200 plus miles per hour and not losing their lives. So that concludes my speech.